On the plain of Varna, the Ottoman army lay scattered, retreating before the advancing Crusaders. The Crusaders, certain of their impending victory, marched toward Sultan Murad II, intending to deliver the final blow. But against their formidable force of 30,000 soldiers stood a mere 6,000 warriors who would transform the battlefield into a nightmare and secure a miraculous victory. These elite soldiers were none other than the legendary Janissaries. The Janissaries were not just warriors wielding swords on the battlefield. They were versatile soldiers who could be engineers and even artists when needed. What was the secret to their perfection? Let's explore the extraordinary legacy of these invincible warriors and uncover the mysteries behind their unmatched prowess. The Ottoman Beylik, established in 1299, rapidly grew beyond its initial boundaries. By the mid-14th century, its ambitions had transformed it from a beylik into a powerful state, necessitating a transition to a professional army. The Janissaries became the backbone of this new military structure. The first and most crucial rule, the army comprised non-Muslim youths, recruited and raised between the ages of 10 and 18 through the devshirme system. Experienced officers scoured the provinces of Rumelia every 7 years, selecting Janissary candidates from among the villagers for their strength and resilience. Height, weight, and even the shape of their skulls were meticulously examined, using phrenological methods to assess character and potential criminal tendencies. Once chosen, these boys were placed with new families in Anatolia to learn Turkish traditions and Islam before undergoing rigorous military training in Istanbul. Their training began at dawn and allowed little free time until the afternoon rest period. Wrestling, javelin throwing, and hunting honed their strength, balance, and patience. As their physical development progressed, they learned weapon handling from seasoned Janissaries. Those who failed to meet expectations could train until the age of 30, driven by the fear of expulsion and the daunting prospect of facing the outside world unprepared. This fear motivated them to earn the prestigious red uniform at any cost. Upon completing their training, the novices were officially enrolled in the Janissary Corps, marked with serial numbers and unit symbols tattooed onto their arms, legs, and soles. Even at their peak, the Janissaries numbered around 6,000, the most select and elite unit of the Ottoman Empire. They were considered part of the shadow of God on earth, essentially part of the Sultan's family, and enjoyed the best services as his privileged servants. During campaigns, Janissaries were fed as well as the Sultan and lodged in luxurious accommodations. Each Janissary had a special aide who set up their tent and prepared their meals in hot ovens. Cleanliness was paramount, with toilets set up outside the camp to prevent infectious diseases. Traveling in 5-star comfort, the Janissaries reached the battlefield well-fed and well-rested, giving them a significant advantage over their enemies. Renowned French knights and Hungarian infantrymen, who once boasted they could hold the sky on the tips of their spears, knelt before the Janissaries, pleading for mercy. Over time, the fear of the Janissaries in Europe grew so great that the mere sight of their red uniforms caused enemy armies to retreat. A striking example occurred in the 19th century when the Germans, under French attack, sought help from the Ottoman Sultan. Receiving only 5 sacks of Janissary uniforms, they donned them as advised. The French, fearing the Janissaries' arrival, retreated, and the Germans were saved. But seeing the Janissaries only as battlefield warriors would miss the essence of their greatness. They built bridges, dug tunnels, erected war towers in hours, and even played music to boost morale and intimidate the enemy. The Materon, the first military band in history, elevated the army's spirits and demoralized their foes with their powerful marches, inspiring European armies and composers like Joseph Haydn, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, and Ludwig van Beethoven. As all eras end, so did the golden age of the Janissaries. Over 300 years, they shaped military history but eventually strayed from their founding principles, leading to corruption and loss of discipline. They not only lost battles but also disrupted the empire, even overthrowing sultans. The sharpest sword of the Ottomans had turned on itself. When the Janissaries learned of the new Eşkinci Corps, they attempted a revolt, only to be met with the full force of Sultan Mahmud II, who ordered their barracks bombarded and destroyed. Despite their downfall, if asked who the most famous and powerful military unit of the 600-year Ottoman Empire was, the answer remains: the Janissaries,